Hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar. What do all SolidWorks users need? We are in the third and last episode of this webinar series related to this fateful question. What do all SolidWorks users need? Today, with me, it's my colleague and friend, Alvise Ferro. Ciao, Alvise, how are you?
Ciao Giacomo, I'm fine, thanks. And what about you?
Fine, fine, thanks. Super excited to do this kind of webinar.
Me too.
So, I'm Giacomo De Carli, and I am a business developer here in Dassault, and I'm based in Italy. And my focus is to share what is our, let's say, new technologies, the latest tools on modeling, simulation, and collaboration. And today, I hope you will enjoy this webinar in order to better understand what is our new technology, new and innovative technology that allow you to better work in your daily life. Alvise, I share the stage to you in order to present yourself.
Thanks Giacomo. My name is Alvise. I work as an industry process consultant in the system for SolidWorks brand. I'm focused on cloud offering, and I'm managing and helping the partners on Adriatics, so Italy and Balkans region.
Okay, thank you very much, Alvise. Before we start, a short introduction about how it works, this webinar. First of all, I kindly suggest you to put your screen in the full visibility in order to uh, leave a better experience. I remind you that the webinar will be recorded, so tomorrow you will receive an email from our system that will say thank you to join us in this webinar. But in the content of this email, there will be also the link in order to rewatch this recorded section. All your microphones are muted, so that this means that in order to avoid surrounding noises, the system has muted by default your microphone. And if you need any kind of support from us, please use the chat button, the button with the red square that I have highlighted in this slide, only for request of support. If you need to submit the question and answer, please use the question and answer button. Of course, you could manage your audio settings in the audio settings tab, and then you could leave the webinar if you need to do so. Okay, as I said, this is the third episode of this webinar series, and after two first episodes where we shared how to share and mark up, how to say goodbye to the data disaster, today with Alvise, we will try to explain you how you could improve your processes thanks our solution. And of course, we after three episodes, I think that we are able to answer to this faithful question: what do all SolidWorks users need? And basically, all the SolidWorks user need is for first sharing data. So if we would like to get straight into our webinar, uh, as we said during our two past episodes, we start our journey into the share and markup capabilities that SolidWorks and the cloud services that are inside the new license since the 1st of July 2023 is embedded in SolidWorks. So one of the fantastic things you got it thanks to the cloud services is the link sharing capability. This capability allow you to share out of your SolidWorks your data just with a click and no more. So then your data and your project will be shared with a colleague or also with people that is external, that is outside your organization. You can also decide what kind of file you are going to share. if it's a file native from SolidWorks or a neutral file, for example. Then you also have a few more options to do, because you can also allow the other person to download this file or only to view. But also, if you are giving to someone the possibility to view the file, you could also give to this person the possibility to do markups or don't. And as you can imagine, this is an amazing way to share content with the full control of your file at any time and at any stage in your workflow. So with these collaboration skills, I think that is a great things, because the other person that will receive the file or the information that you are sharing, so this person, he or she, doesn't have to do anything, because he or she has just to log in into the 3D experience platform, what we call our ecosystem as a services based on cloud, and they have just to view or download the file that you are sharing with, without any kind of installation, without the need to have SolidWorks license or whatever. They are able to do whatever they want, or whatever you want they have to do. And this is why all the engineer, all the designer could improve their collaboration, because this kind of collaboration, this kind of sharing data, this kind of markups data is doing every single day in your work in many, many iterations. In the second episode, we move from share a markup to store and revise. That is what we call the sort of product data management as a service. In this webinar, indeed, Alvise explained very well how to share the data the best way as possible. And the beautiful thing is the following. The designer and the engineer doesn't need to leave the SolidWorks environment to do so, to do this kind of sharing data, because everything is inside the SolidWorks tool. And in the other side, there are people that want only to see the data, for example, and they want to participate to the full process, for another example, and maybe to see only the result and other data as well. In order to do so, in the past, they need to have SolidWorks installed in their laptop, in their machine. But now, thanks to the cloud services, they only need to have the access to the 3D experience platform. So basically, they just need a 3D account, what so-called 3D experience ID that is for free, and they are still able to contribute to the project on that way, without the need of having installed in their laptop SolidWorks. So thanks to the Store and Revise, and thanks to these PDM as a services, everything is gonna to be very easy and smart. And let me also say that one of the most important KPIs of this offering of SolidWorks Cloud Services is the following. Every single product is scalable, no matter about the company you work with, or about the company, or about the size of your organization. You could be 1 employee, 2 employees, or 400, 500 employees, no matter. All our products are scalable, and you are just to choose what you need and scale up if you are growing up, or scale down if you're growing down. Then today we will move from the PDM into the PLM approach. PLM means product lifecycle management. And from a designer point of view, with this webinar, we are focused on the change management process, because we feel like it's in the most important process within the PLM, the product lifecycle management, and could be also a very time-consuming activity, very complex, and it can be also involved a lot of people of these change management process. Let me say a few examples. Uh, Once we have problems, these kind of problems really depend on the issue that occurs. So, for the first example, we could have one transaction that could be the easiest one because it appears in the designing team. So basically, everything is virtual, and maybe we just need to make our approval to few colleagues in order to change something because, for example, following the simulation analysis result, you need to do some changes in our geometry. But if, for example, we would like to consider a second case a little bit more complex, let's think about the manufacturing process. And for example, we have finished our designing the workflow. We send our file to the manufacturing, and they find a problem, an issue. So then the complexities of management, of manage this kind of change that comes from production could be a little bit tricky because we need to involve more people, we have more bureaucracy, and maybe we have also more more procedure to respect. And last but not least, the worst scenario is we have designed our product, we have produced it, and then we place into the market. Then the market, for example, the customers, ask us change because, for example, the product is not what they were looking for. So then the change management would be very, very complex, involve a lot of people, a lot of departments, a lot of procedures, and we, as we could imagine, we well know that these activities could be very, very tricky. How we could easily deploy and manage this kind of change, I will share the stage to my colleague Alvise that will show us in a demo how could we work. Alvise, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Giacomo. So there is a lot of interesting thing that Giacomo spoke about. I am arriving from the production, so I know pretty well the problems that a mechanical engineer or a manager can have facing up some issues in the production. Sometimes you want to change a product that is already on the market, and you can do it very easily. You open SolidWorks, our beloved SolidWorks. We can do a modification, and we can save that on our repository. But sometimes we need something that is more structured. So the Experience platform has got these wonderful benefits. So an implementation of a change is very easy. It is embedded in the system. But if you want to move forward about that, so if you want to speak about the issue that you want to deal with, is something that sometimes has to be identified, has to be validated, and has to be implemented. So for this reason, we need a structured platform or a structured system that allows us to work as expected. In fact, the complexity of the market, the complexity of the systems, the complexity of a customer sometimes needs a second level of technical tools. So let's move on and let's see how I can manage an issue and how I can communicate the problem, the issue, maybe from a manager to a mechanical engineer, or maybe from the production to the mechanical engineer that has to do all the correction. After that, we can see how to implement that. We can do that with our software. We can approve a change, and at the end, we can close the issue. So let's start from the beginning. Let's suppose that I got an assembly, and the gripper part there is a misalignment on the hose. So this is a strange things that could happen. And the beautiful about the platform is that I can drag and drop something, like for example from the bookmark editor, and I can watch the model on a web browser without the needs of SolidWorks. So a technical manager, as I said, or a production manager, or maybe someone in the production can see directly the model in order to understand the problem. You can do a section. You can also do all the measurement that you need. And the beautiful about 3D markup in this example is that I can take some screenshot about my issue, about the things that I want to change. And sometimes you see that a photo, no, an image is better than a million words. So in this reason, I can avoid a mail, avoid a phone call, avoid a text note, but I can work directly on the model, and I can communicate my issues very easily to someone that maybe is not in the same building, same office, maybe not in the same country, and everything is automatically updated. So I get an information that is every time and always available for me, and every time updated. So as I said, I can take a measure about the misalignment of the host, and I can write it down a note, and I can speak with my snapshot about the problems that I want to solve. So for this reason, a mechanical engineer can watch a model, understand the problem, and also maybe can have an idea about the correction that we need to implement in our design. So let's move on, and let's see that inside the markup, all the apps work together. So I can create an issue because I only take some screenshot, but I want to document that. So I create an issue. I can start this issue that will be promoted to a draft stage, and I can also check the contents or the attachment. For this reason, for this stage is the 3D markup, but I can also add a colleague of mine, or maybe manager of mine, in order him to be updated about every modification that I can provide. So as I said, I created the issue, and I can see the issue that is in draft state. In the same panel, I can see the content, and I can see the attachment, and I can see the informed users and the assignee and all the people that is involved in this process. Also, I can add someone, or maybe I can add something else. But if everything is good, so I can move that to a task stage, and I can move forward for the next step. The next step for me is the change action. I mean, implementing all the things that I want to work with. So as you see, I can open 3D markup from here. I can see all the problematic that I got. I can see them again directly on the model, starting from an issue. But there's something that is missing here. I mean, sometimes if you want to modify something, maybe you need also a drawing. So let's start with a change action. We can put that in draft. So inside an issue, I can create the change action. I can act as a change action. That is here inside the issue. So I can see that I create this document and also this process that I can deal with, and I will deal with during my activity. Is here inside my change action. The beautiful about that change action is that you can track everything. You can also move the files and documents inside the workflow. But on this stage, using another app that is relation, I can see that the assembly is related to subassembly and also to some parts, and maybe a part is related to a drawing. So as I said, sometimes I need to remember that a modification of mine will impact also to other documents as well. So I can add them to my change action in order to track all these kind of things. And maybe I can promote myself also as an approver. So it will be more easy for me to move on. Consider that in that way, I can be very easily the approver, also mechanical engineer. So the platform is very scalable, and I can use that in a very easy way. So moving the change action in work will create a new revision, a revision that is not released, but is in work state on automatically. So the system understands the things for me and track the things and help me during the process. Also avoiding me like a click that is totally useless. And we can move to the beautiful part about our job that is working with SolidWorks. So SolidWorks in the task pane has got a wonderful integration with the Trade Experience platform. The apps can run directly in task pane. I can check the change action. I can drag and drop my files from the change action directly in SolidWorks. I can also testify that I'm working under a change action, and the change action will track all the modification for me. So it's a matter of button, it's a matter of clicks in order to change the distance from the host. I can select that, and is the typical scenario, the typical work that we every day we perform. But the beautiful about that is that it is connected to the platform. So it's an informed decision connected to the platform. Everything is correct. I see that the alignment now is 0, so it's totally right. I can go in production. I can also check the drawings as well. I can update that, and I can save to the platform. When it's saved to the platform, even from a web browser, I can see the updated model and the updated data. So a manager doesn't need to access SolidWorks again in order to check that. Everything is updated simultaneously. And I can also check all the release changes. Now you see that the revision is in C and the maturity state is in frozen. So no one can touch my model. It's in frozen state, waiting for an approval. So I say approval, and let's move on with an approval. I can see the release changes. I can check the model again. I can also change the status about the things. So everything is tracked and is available for me with this web browser interface. Again, I can use 3D Play in order to see the model because everything is correct. Now I'm the manager. So yes, you did a great job. So we can move forward, and I can use a comment in order to communicate with my employee. So go on, you did a good job, and we approve. The beautiful about that is with a single button, and as you can see, I can also have an electric signature about my job. All the things are released automatically. So I'm using change action to track the things and also to release that across and along the life cycle of our design. And the issue has been solved. So I can move to issue management. I can track again the content. This is the issue, has been completed. I can see that the models have been released, so I can set to closed. In this way, you understand how much benefit you can gain from the platform and from an organization of data like this. But in summary, you see that we got some documented decisions that are value on the process every day. Sometimes you have to we document the things. You can use Word, you can use Excel sometimes, but how beautiful it is to work in a single environment where everything can work together and can speak together. Everything is traceable. So I can trace everything that I'm doing automatically. And maybe in the future, if you want to go back in time and understand which changes I put in production, the system automatically can show me what happened. It's a connected solution. All the apps work together, and SolidWorks is totally integrated in the platform, and it's totally secure. So in that way, I can be a manager, I can be a mechanical engineer, but everything is safe. And also we discussed about that during the second episode when we show how you can use the vision control and you can avoid data disaster. So let's come back to the final part of this presentation. And Giacomo, I leave the stage to you.
Thank you very much, Elise. Let me share my screen. And okay. And here we are. Wait a second. Okay. Let me check if I correctly. Perfect. So then, basically, as Alvise has shown in his wonderful presentation and with the correct workflow, with this situation, we could change different issues in a different. We manage the different changing situation in following the different issues that we could face front. For example, we could have a very short issue that need just a change action where we have to implementation and implement the change, and is a very, let's say, change action very easy to do so. We could have another issue or more issue that need a engineering change order, and in here we will have more involved situation, because we have to plan, we have to define, we have to check if our KPIs are compliant to what we would like to do. And last but not least, we could have another issue that need a engineering change request, and then we need to assess, to evaluate, and to check the feasibility of this kind of change. And everything that Alvise has shown in his presentation, and everything that you have seen in the SolidWorks and in the in our ecosystem, so-called 3D experience platform, is on your hand, thanks to the cloud services, because the first part, you could manage the change action thanks to the share markup, thanks to the PDM as a service that we have seen in the first and second episode, because there is this kind of role, the so-called collaborative industry innovator, that you could use to work with. But if you want to manage more complex engineering process, and if you would like to have a track on everything that you need, there is this other role called change manager, that is typically used when the products come, the issues on the products come very late in the design production. For example, because our product is already in the field, already placed in the market. And of course, if you are very interested uh, to use this kind of workflow to understand if the rules of changing action is applicable to your organization, feel free to ask us or feel free to visit this web page that is related to the solidworks.com cloud services. That means that in here you could have a lot of information on how to share markup, store and revise, and so on. So basically, what we have explained in our webinar, you could have some tips and some info in this web page. Okay, so let's move on the question and answer. And let me ask you, Alvise, the first one that comes a few minutes ago. One of our attendees asked us if we would like to manage more change action in the same time, if it's something that is possible to do.
Definitely, yes. It's something that you can deal with change manager role. So change manager role is dedicated to this kind of things, not only. I mean, you can orchestrate multiple change action at the same time. Sometimes if you want to correct something, it's not only one change, it could be multiple change at the same time, and you want to orchestrate them. And also, you need, for example, to working with ECR, so a request, and also an order. So these kind of things can be done with change manager role. You spoke about scalability, and I am testifying that you can have a wonderful scalability with the platform. So you can add a role in the app, the mobile app, to your, I mean, so to your portfolio in order to deal with these kind of things.
Okay, thank you very much, Elise. Second question that comes is, we are a very small companies, and if I have a process less structured than you show in your presentation, how I work with that?
Wonderful question. It's up to you. I mean, we are showing you some possibilities. I'm not saying that everyone has to work with a change action and has to deal with issues. It's up to you. So you can work with a feature or with an app, or you can avoid them. It's up to you. The beautiful about the system is that everything is inside the platform. So as long as you work in the platform, you can decide the tool that you need. And as I said multiple times, is scalable, very scalable. So you can decide, and it's very easy and flexible.
Okay, thank you very much, Alvise. Then we don't have any other questions, so let me say a big thank you to all of you that stay with us until the end. And of course, I say that, and I would like to remember you that the webinar is recorded, so tomorrow you will receive an email with the link to our YouTube channel where you watch anytime you want our recorded session. And let me say a very big thank you to Alvise that support me in this journey. Thank you very much, Alvise.
Thank you, Giacomo. It was a pleasure.
And yeah, thank you. And so have a great rest of the afternoon, and thanks again. Bye.
Enjoy the day. Bye.